Hello friends, and welcome to Monday Storytime. Can you guess where I am? I'm not at home today. I'm in the library. Although the library is not open yet, we've been able to come back so that we can offer curbside pickup for you and your grown-ups. So if there are any books that you want from the library, just get your grown-up to give us a call or send us an email and we'll help you get those books. Now before we start Storytime today, let's sing our hello song. It goes like this. We clap hello like this. We clap hello like this. With our friends at Storytime, we clap hello like this. And we wiggle hello like this. We wiggle hello like this. With our friends at Storytime, we wiggle hello like this. And we wave hello like this. We wave hello like this. With our friends at Storytime, we wave hello like this. Hello, friends. Now, since I'm back in the library, I thought it would be fun to use my scarves to sing one of your favorite songs. You might not have a scarf at home, and that's okay. You can still sing along with me. You know this song. It goes like this. Popcorn kernels in a pot. In a pot, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, till they pop, till they pop. Popcorn kernels in a pot, in a pot. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, till they pop, till they pop. Woo, that was fun. Now let's see if you can guess what we're going to read about today. Look at the next clues and see if you can figure it out. We're going to read folk tales that have the number 3 in the title. We're going to read about 3 little pigs, Goldilocks and the 3 bears, and my favorite, the 3 billy goats Gruff. The first book we're going to read today is The 3 Little Pigs, and this is the version by James Marshall. The 3 Little Pigs. Once upon a time, an old sow sent her 3 little pigs out into the world to seek their fortune. "Now be sure to write," she said, "and remember that I love you." The first little pig met a man with a load of straw. "I know," said the little pig. "I'll buy your straw and build a house." That's not a good idea," said the man. "Mind your own business, thank you," said the little pig. And he bought the straw and set about building a house. It took him no time at all. Very soon, a lean and hungry wolf happened by. Pig was just about his favorite food in the world. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." This annoyed the wolf to no end, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." "Go right ahead," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in. And he gobbled up the little pig. The second little pig met a man with a load of sticks. "I got it," said the little pig. "I'll buy those sticks and build a house." "I'd think twice about that," said the man. "Oh, pooh," said the little pig. "What would you know?" And he bought the sticks and went to work building a house. Very pretty," he said. No sooner had the little pig settled into his pretty house than the wolf happened by. He was still hungry, and he said, little pig, "Let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf didn't care for that at all, and he said, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." "Ha ha ha," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in, and he gobbled up the little pig. Now, the third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. "These bricks will make a fine, sturdy house," said the man. "Capital idea, my good fellow," said the little pig. So he bought the bricks and set about building a house. It took him quite a bit of time, but it was well worth it. "Nice and solid," said the little pig. "Nice and solid." But no sooner had the little pig moved in than he noticed the wolf loitering about. And the wolf, who was still hungry, said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Well, the wolf had heard that before, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." "Oh, don't do that," said the little pig. But the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, until he was quite blue in the face. The house stood firm. "I'll try another approach," muttered the wolf. And he put on his most dazzling smile. "Little pig, I was only teasing," he said. "By the way, I hear tell that Farmer Jones has the most scrumptious turnips. Shall we go pick a few?" "Oh, I'm much too busy now," said the little pig. "What about tomorrow morning?" "Excellent," said the wolf. "I'll come for you at 6. The next morning, the little pig got up at 5, hurried off to Farmer Jones's turnip field, picked a basket full of scrumptious turnips, and dashed back home. When the wolf arrived at 6, the turnips were already boiling in the pot. "Sorry I couldn't wait," said the little pig. The wolf tried not to show his displeasure. "Ah, no harm done," he said. "By the way, there's a lovely apple tree down in Merry Meadow. Shall we go help ourselves to a few apples?" "I must cook my turnips," said the little pig. "Let's meet there tomorrow morning." "Splendid," said the wolf. "Shall we say at 5? The next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off for the apples. It took longer than he'd expected to reach Merry Meadow, and while busy gathering apples in the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching. "Do try one of these," he called down, throwing an apple as far as he could. When the wolf chased after the apple, the little pig shimmied down the tree and made it safely home. The next day, the wolf came again. Really, he was quite put out. "There's a fair today on Hog Hill," he said. "Would you care to go?" "Why don't we meet there?" said the little pig. "Would 3 o'clock suit you?" "Colossal," said the wolf. 3 it is. Just to make sure, he, the wolf, would be there at 2. At 1 in the afternoon, the little pig went to the fair and had a fine time. So fine that he lost track of the hour. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the wolf coming up the hill. Without a minute to spare, the little pig jumped inside an empty butter churn and rolled down the hill toward the wolf. Well, the wolf was so scared, he ran all the way home. That evening, the wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he'd been by a great round thing that came down the hill. "Frightened you, did I?" said the little pig. "That great round thing was a butter churn, and I was inside." This was simply too much for the wolf to stand. "I've been nice long enough," he cried. "I'm going to eat you up right now." And he climbed onto the roof. When the little pig saw this, he put a big iron pot in the fireplace and quickly stoked the fire. "Here I come," cried the wolf. "Dinner time." "You can say that again," said the little pig, and he cooked the mean old wolf and gobbled him up. Okay, the next book we're going to read today is called Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and it's retold and illustrated by Jan Brett. This is a really beautiful book. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived together in a house of their own in a wood. One of them was a little, small, wee bear, and one was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great, huge bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge, a little bowl for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear, and a great, huge bowl for the great, huge bear. And they each had a chair to sit in, a little chair for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized chair for the middle-sized bear, and a great, huge chair for the great, huge bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in, a little bed for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear, and a great, huge bed for the great, huge bear. One day, after they'd made their porridge for breakfast and poured it into their porridge bowls, they walked out into the woods while the porridge was cooling. And while they were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First, she looked in at the window. Then she peeped in at the keyhole, and seeing no one was at home, she lifted the latch. The door opened before her, and in she went. How pleased Goldilocks was when she saw the steaming porridge on the table. The sweet smell of the porridge with roasted nuts, honey, and berries filled the room. It was so tempting that Goldilocks set about helping herself. First, she tasted the porridge of the great, huge bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. And then she tried the porridge of the little, small, wee bear, and it was neither too hot nor too cold. It was just right. She liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks sat down in the chair of the great, huge bear, but it was too hard for her. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft for her. And then she sat down in the chair of the little, small, wee bear, and this chair was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. So Goldilocks seated herself in it, and there she sat until the bottom of the chair gave way, and down she came, plump upon the floor. Then Goldilocks went upstairs to the bedroom in which the three bears slept. First, she lay down upon the bed of the great, huge bear, but that was too high at the head for her. Next, she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but that was too high at the foot for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the little, small, wee bear, and that was neither too high at the head nor foot, but just right. So she covered herself up comfortably and fell fast asleep. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, so they returned home for breakfast. Now Goldilocks had left a spoon of the great huge bear standing in his porridge. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the great huge bear in his great rough, gruff voice. And when the middle-sized bear looked at hers, she saw that the spoon was standing in it too. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. Then the little, small, wee bear looked at his bowl, and the spoon was in the porridge bowl, but the porridge was all gone. "Somebody has been at my porridge and has eaten it all up," said the little, small, wee bear in his little, small, wee voice. Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up little, small, wee bear's breakfast, began to look about them. Now, Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great huge bear in his great rough, gruff voice. And Goldilocks had crumpled the soft cushion of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. And you know what Goldilocks had done to the third chair. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair and has sat the bottom right out of it," said the little, small, wee bear in his little, small, wee voice. Then the bears thought it necessary that they should make a further search, so they went upstairs to their bedroom. Now, Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great huge bear out of its place. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the great huge bear in his great, rough, gruff voice. And Goldilocks had pulled the cover of the middle-sized bear out of its place. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. And then the little, small, wee bear came to look at his bed. There was Goldilocks, sleeping peacefully, her long, shiny braids spread across his pillow. Little, small, wee bear just stared at her for a moment and didn't say anything. But then he cried, "Somebody has been lying in my bed, and here she is!" Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great, rough, gruff voice of the great, huge bear and the middle voice of the middle-sized bear, but it was only as if she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when she heard the little, small, wee voice of the little, small, wee bear, it was so sharp and so shrill and so like her own that it awakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the three bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself off the other and ran to the window. Out Goldilocks jumped and ran away as fast as she could run, not looking behind her until she was very far away. And what happened to Goldilocks afterwards, no one can tell. But the three bears never saw anything more of her. I have a crayon. I have a crayon. I'll give it to you. Here is my crayon of blue. I have a crayon, a lovely little fellow. Here is my crayon of yellow. I have a crayon, it's here on my head. Here is my crayon of red. I have a crayon, we can draw a circle. Here is my crayon of purple. I have a crayon, what do I see? Here is my crayon, an orange one for me. I have a crayon, the best ever seen. Here is my crayon of green. I have a crayon, Now give me a wink. Here is my crayon of pink. I have all my crayons, so what do you think? We know all our colors. Let's clap and stomp our feet. And the last book we're going to read today is called The Three Billy Goats Gruff. And this is the version by Paul Galdone. This is my personal copy, and you can see that I've read it lots and lots. I really love it. The Three Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all 3 billy goats was Gruff. There was very little grass in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow full of grass and daisies, where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under the bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. First, the youngest billy goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the tiniest billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat in his very small voice, "and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat." "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, that I am," said the billy goat. "Wait till the second billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger." "Well then, be off with you," said the troll. A little later, the second billy goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the second billy goat Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat," said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. Wait a little till the third billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger." Very well, be off with you," said the troll. Then up came the third billy goat Gruff. Trip, trap, went the bridge. The third billy goat Gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. "Who's that tramping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "It is I, the big billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat, and his voice was as loud as the troll's. "Now I'm coming to gobble you up," roared the troll. "Well, come along," said the big billy goat Gruff. "I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do." So up climbed that mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat Gruff butted him with his horns, and he trampled him with his hard hooves, and he tossed him over the bridge into the rushing river. Then the big billy goat Gruff went up the hillside to join his brothers. In the meadow, the 3 billy goats Gruff got so fat that they could hardly walk home again. They are probably there yet. So snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. Well, that's all I have planned for story time today. Thank you so much for joining me. Before you go, let's sing our goodbye song. The more we read together, together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. We'll read big books and small books and wide books and tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Goodbye, friends. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time.